Fuck what a nigga say, I feel like Dre. Man, the game is thick. Suckers wanna play and load my K until that bitch click. Big stick, hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie, if I whip it out, somebody gon' die. Only time you hard is on the gram when you go live. Flexing with a tube but never blam, I'ma blow mine. Won't show mine until it's go time. Nah, you can't hold mine. Yeah, I got the whole mine, I'm on the goal line. And I'm going for 6, watch me up the scope. Caught him at the stove, he was with his hoe. Had to let him know, that's your ass, you don't get it past. You reap what you sow. Why you speaking low? Speak up, boy, you been a hoe. Boy, you been a bitch, get off dick, tryna steal my drip. Look up in the air, you see me, I'm fly as bird shit. Never on no nerd shit, why you on that lame shit? You don't want no smoke, you get smoke with who you hang with. You know what I'm saying? Lame ass niggas talking about they on some game shit. Nigga, you was a bitch, nigga. Matter of fact, nigga, you was a hoe. Nah, you ain't no hoe, cause hoes get dope. Man, you pussy ass a cat.
We fucking lied, my niggas.
Tell him free to act. Dealing free a rat, you know he told how you sleep.
Top of the top, man. What's going on?
Top of the top, man. Big stick hanging out the bottom of my 4-5. No lie. If I whip it out, somebody gonna die. You know what I'm saying? Hey, bro, I gotta do a track with bruh, man.
Oh, my mama. That nigga was over here yesterday, too, on everything.
Yeah, man, shout out to Smoothie, man.
Oh, my mama. That nigga was over here yesterday. He was like, bro, you finna go do when I came out to come and do the yesterday joint, he was like, bro, you finna go in there and go do a podcast. I was like, yeah, on everything, bro. Facts. Shout out to Smoothie, man.
That first time I ever tapped in with you in the 3-dimensional realm, right? I remember he was there. And like he was chopping it with Kev, I go, is that you on the track? Because I could hear his voice.
Oh, my mouth. I remember that when we was in the studio.
Yeah, and I was like, hey, bro,
you play his bird shit. Oh, my mouth. I remember that as yesterday. In fact, shout out to Brad, man. That's Lil Smoothie, a.k.a. Benny Franco.
Franco.
Facts on all streaming platforms. Since we speaking about all digital streaming platforms, Bogey, let the people know where they can find you at, big bro.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? Anywhere you consume your music, Apple, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube, whatever it is, man. Bogard, Scott Free. Check out, man. We got a gang of projects. I got a new project dropping called Metatron. I got a project out there called OMW. Got the Bruce Wayne album out there. Man, we you know what I mean? Countless singles. We got a joint with Mozzie called Ivory. Man, we got joints right now, man. We don't ever stop working in every aspect, you know what I mean? And also you can find me on the Gen Wealth Net on YouTube.
100%, bruh. Top of the morning, Slim. What's going on with you, big bruh?
Same old, man. Different day, same shit. You feel me? Yeah.
You know, come on now.
And this is a special brunch edition of orange juice and a blunt for breakfast.
Them is facts, bro. Please excuse us. You know what I mean? The producer of the show, he was razzle dazzled last night. That motherfucker get fined. He gonna get some of this shit docked out his motherfucking check while we having a brunch edition. 100%. We gonna motherfucking ass.
He's got a meeting with HR.
100% on my mama. This has happened one too many times, man. On everything, that motherfucker better get his shit together. 100%, bro. Let's shout out everybody in the motherfucking chat, man. Going, man. We got top of the morning, Lee. 100%, man.
What up, Lee?
100%. We got Dennis in the building, man. Top of the morning.
What's happening?
Before we get started on the different topics, can we just pour out a little liquor for the homie J Love?
Oh man, you know what? He's not dead.
Let me find that thing that it popped unless Ear to the Streets jumped on it already. No, I don't think Ear to the Streets jumped on it. Let me see what it said on my shit real fast.
I love Lee. Lee's funny as a mother.
100%, bro. Shout out to the Ear to the Streets.
Yeah, man.
While severity/injury is still unknown, initial tests indicate Jordan Love's ACL is still intact per Tom Pelissero. So
okay, but we still got the LCLs and the MCLs.
Oh,
you know what I thought it might be? It kind of looked like the Patrick Mahomes dislocated knee.
And he still got he still played on it. That what?
Yeah, because there was no ligament damage, none. It took him about 4 weeks, and he was back, and they wouldn't beat us in the Super Bowl.
100%.
Change the subject.
Yeah, change the subject. Oh my mouth. Facts. Oh, everything. Fucking
Yeah,
need.
that shit was wild though.
Yeah,
Hey,
motherfucker.
hell of a game in Brazil.
Huh?
For hell of a game in Brazil.
Yeah, no, facts. They put on a show for they mother Saquon. And that's what I was hoping, though. I was hoping that it was going Kellen Moore was going to feature Saquon, and that's what the fuck he did.
And I know it's early, but this goes back to one of them drums you was beating with about Saquon all offseason is the usage that we should expect. And we saw it right out the gate. Then you got even guys like shout out to Miles Peacock. You know what I'm saying? He was beating the Jaden Reed joint the whole thing. Like, listen, man, it's worth the value. Because for me, I was like, I'm gonna wait on a cheaper option, Romeo Dobbs. And even though I could say, hey, Romeo, he got that red zone target. It was a shitty pass, but you know, it was there for him because that's what I'm looking for. So I don't feel discouraged as much. But damn, I'm mad because I don't have a lot of Jaden Reed at all. Like,
in Dobbs' case too, it was one that was thrown behind him that he couldn't because he finished with 5 catches. I think it was for 50, something like that. You know what I mean?
And he's usually about a 6 for 8, 6 for 9 type of guy. You know what I mean? Or a 9 for 6, whatever it is. Like, you know,
that
like
Jaden Reed showing last night is like, oh shit, that motherfucker.
I know. I'm like, oh no. I have no Jaden Reed.
Explosiveness is not Watson because Watson wasn't barely get. I mean, he had a touchdown, but you know, I mean, other than that, during the game, he ain't did shit, man. It was the Jaden Reed show, and then in the second half, fucking what's number 8, Josh Jacobs. He started getting beaten, bro. He broke off that 25-yarder, then broke off another 10. Man, hey, Josh Jacobs gonna be all right over there, bro.
Yeah, took him a little while to get going, but you know, and I kind of credit that to. Even the Derrick Henry, people are like, Derrick Henry looks super slow. And I'm like, it still is the very beginning of the year. And a lot of those veterans, when you become a veteran, you taking it easy now. And, you know what I mean? In the offseason, you're like, you know what I mean?
Facts.
You don't have nothing to, you know what I mean? Like Derrick Henry, you see now, like for Derrick Henry case, right? He ain't going to play no preseason. He wasn't going to, you know, he's cooling out in training camp. But you know what I'm saying? You got to get him going. And they did say the Justice Hill usage was going to be a thing. I didn't believe it. I tend to think John Harbaugh be capping sometimes, but he went on that case. Yeah, and Peacock kind of pointed out if we expect negative game scripts, because I don't really expect too many negative game scripts out of them. They played the Chiefs. Right. You know what I mean? So outside of that, they should be winning a lot of these games. We're going to see the King a lot. You know what I mean? A lot.
On my mama. Yeah. I agree with the man. You know, I agree with you too.
Yeah, I know. Trade for the King now.
Right. High low. Oh, everything. Hey, blessings to the Hefe, man. You already know what it is, man. That's hard to start right there, East, man. 100%. That is the CEO of hard to start East, man. Oh, my mama.
East Buff, stand up.
100%. He know what that's a play on the Death Row East shit. Oh, everything.
Hard to start East. I see you.
Buffalo, stand the fuck up, man. 100%. I got Reed all over. I was, man, facts on my mind. Double digits.
I should have listened to Peacock.
Facts. Double digit touchdowns last year, and he only ate away, Brian, with 16 games left. Oh, my. Hey, Jaden Reed, boy. But you know, if it is what it is with Jay Love, though, bro, and it's only about 4 games, then we gonna be all right. You know, because
maybe we got a sprain. A best case scenario is a sprained MCL. Yeah, because then that's 4 weeks.
Yeah, just the swelling, how long it take for the swelling to come.
Yeah, and then because you remember Joe Mixon 2018, he had sprained the MCL. Same thing with Aaron Jones. When they missed the time, it was really like the drainage shit. Like when they come back every week, you'll hear them like, oh, they're getting drainage done. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because that shit is real cereal. That motherfucker's a balloon like a motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Fucking Lee, that's a damn good stat right there. Fucking ear to the street. 68.3% of Jaden Reed fantasy managers benched him last night. Shout out to Woodrow. He benefited from Jaden Reed last night in the ALB. This the ALB fucking draft board right here from Cabo, man. 100%. Let's get the fuck up out of this fantasy talk. My nigga Slim, like, man, what the fuck is y'all talking about, man?
Listen, man, y'all got fantasy shows.
Hey, 100%.
This is the brunch edition of OJ and the Blunt for breakfast.
Come on now. Hey, so let's fire this shit up with some positivity, man. This some damn good little fine right here, man. Shout out to Pops, man. If man, this some good shit that Pops did, man. 100%.
What are some gifts that people gave you guys for your wedding?
We got towels,
Like a knife set.
a personalized cutting board.
And then there was the gift that led to this.
He said,
Oh, you know what? Does she think we should play?
"This is it.
Maybe pause it.
Here you go."
Aaron and Kiana Andrews aren't just newlyweds, they're lottery
They won the lottery?
winning newlyweds. All thanks to Aaron's lotto playing dad.
He was driving past the store, and the store actually put up the sign that we sold a winner prior to him checking his ticket.
So dad checked his recently purchased ticket and found out he won, opting to give the winning cash for life ticket to his son.
Once I got off the phone with him, I called her and let her know, and she didn't believe it.
And he's like, no, for real. Like, my dad really did win. And I was like, no, he didn't. And he's like, babe, I'm not kidding. He really did.
He wants to set us up for success and his future grandkids up for success as well. I'm very thankful for him. Thankful for him playing the lottery.
The ticket allowed the young couple to choose between what the Virginia lottery says is $1,000 every week for life or a lump sum of $1 million. On the advice of a financial advisor, they opted for the cash, saying they plan to use it to help Aaron's grandma start college funds for their future kids. And eventually, they hope to buy a house.
How fiscally responsible, guys.
Here's the thing about the house, though. The Andrews are actually mid-move right now. Their plan, which they came up with before the winning ticket, is to move out of their home in Springfield and move in with Aaron's dad in Triangle. They'd hope to stay for a while and save some money. Now, though, it sounds like Pops may have other plans.
He was like, yeah, I'm actually really, I'm low-key giving it to him so they can get out of the basement.
He said he was only giving you the ticket to get you out of his basement.
Yeah.
He said, get your ass up out of here, son. Here's a meal ticket. Hey, that's a hell of a dad, man.
They was smart though. They what you call it? Nah, it's all good. It's all good. They traded it for $1,000 a week for life.
Salute.
I'd rather that instead. You know what I'm saying?
So
Salute.
okay, let me ask you this: Are they taxing and waxing that $1,000 a week?
Yeah, they tax that shit.
Because then whatever Virginia taxes, if they took that millie, they're gonna chop that.
Oh, they would have chopped that joint.
Yeah, because it says I stopped the recording before it's what she asked him, but she asked him how much was it after taxes, and they said, huh?
600.
What the answer was we'll get back to you. Our financial advisor is still working on it.
You in capital gains. That's 40%.
Their financial might be financing them.
That's capital gains, 40%. That's 600,000.
40%. Damn.
Yep. 40%.
Uncle Sam, he's just pointing at you, huh?
Yep. Let me get
Uncle
my 40.
Sam.
400,000.
Every time you
give me the money.
Every time you pass go, collect 200, Uncle Sam.
Yeah, so it's smarter to get it $1,000 a week because they could just tax you on that 1,000 a week. You know what I'm saying? And like you're working or something. You know what I mean? And you just pay the taxes slowly. You know what I'm saying?
Because so let's say they're young, right? This is probably why he gave it to the son too. Because they're like, hey son, you're young, you're 21 or whatever. You probably got 40 years on you. So, you take that $1,000 a week. And you're like, no, Dad, I need to get out of the house. I'm going to take that milli. And they chop that thing down. That shit is gone in 2 years.
Yeah.
Russ said the lady that was giving in the interview said that they said that grandma was going to help set up college funds and shit like that. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But one thing though, if it's in Virginia, I forgot what state it was in. But the property value out there ain't that bad because I fuck with I fuck with My Dream Lottery home or some shit like that. I forgot.
Yeah.
I've seen houses or seen them be in Virginia or in the DMV area, and you know what I mean, 250,000 to get you something nasty, 300,000, 350 to get you something super nasty over there.
And then if you was to buy the house cash, I mean, like now you're probably spending what, I guess depending on the area. But the state tax, the property tax, so you're still going to
24% for federal taxes and 4% for state taxes. What, for the lottery? Don't they get capital gains if it's $1 million?
I'm talking about when you buy the house. Like if they buy the house, it's probably yearly tax.
No. What Dennis is talking about is probably just yearly tax. Like here in California, our state tax is like 10% and federal is like 10%, or a fed is a little bit higher or something like that. So you pay probably total 20-some% in tax. Plus, like in the city of Sacramento, anything that you buy is like a extra 1% tax on whatever you buy. You know what I mean? Here in California, they tax the shit out your motherfucking ass 100%.
Okay, like, that's what I'm going to be for Halloween.
See, they trying to state of California trying to rewrite this property tax shit too. Say like if you inherit property tax or if you inherit the property, then they're trying to change it to where you don't get to carry over the previous property tax. See, like in my situation, I got it to where it carried over, but on a state bill, I think it was 2 years ago they proposed it, but they trying to rewrite that shit too though. But I know in states that have no state tax like Texas and Florida, their property tax is super high because of no state tax.
You ain't lying. I mean, you go live real lavvy in Texas, big old crib. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. 300K, big ass house.
On
that property tax is gonna hit.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, you know, shout out to Bruh's Pops. So that's the thing though. Like for the wedding, lining up with Pops, then stop by. Well, let me just go in here, get a couple of scratch offs, whatever it was, and really hit and be like, here, son.
If you believe in right place, right time, that's one of them. That's one of them examples right there.
100%, bro.
You know, like I ain't gonna lie. Remember, you know, it'd be the Mega Millions or not the Mega Millions. It'd be the Mega, and it'd be up to like $1 billion or something like that, right? And it'd be like me, my dad, my moms, my sisters, everybody's buying tickets everywhere. I mean, and then we put it all together. But you know, and this is when I was living in the Bay. So if we was to come up out here, we would buy tickets along the way. You feel me?
Oh my mama, bro,
because you just never fucking know.
Look, when I do the Vegas trip, right? When I'm smashing the Vegas, right when you cross the line or getting ready to cross the line, it's an AM, PM, and it's a couple little gas stations right there, right? Nigga, I get that AM, PM, man. Run me $10 worth of quick because it be them little towns like that where them motherfuckers be hitting that everything.
Hey, you ain't lying, man.
But it's a spot here in Sacramento, right? So like how you said, when the Mega Millions and the Powerball be up at 500, 600, 700, whatever that motherfucker is, it's a store called Lucchini's, right? It's on Florin and Southland Park.
Guccinni at Lucchini's.
Man, it'll take you about an hour to get your ticket because that motherfucker, Lucchini's.
Yeah.
It's called Lucchini.
That thing,
on
that
my
line
mama.
is
They
out
make
the door.
on my mama when that motherfucker. Then it's another spot by Kaiser South. I think it was maybe 3 years ago by Kaiser South. Nigga, like 3 years ago, it's a 7-Eleven over there, right? It was one person that hit for the billion. 100%, nigga, here in Sacramento. My mama. Facts.
In California's capital, he hit the big one.
Man, that motherfucker hit the big one from the 7-Eleven across the street from Kaiser South, nigga. No lie. Tore their ass up. And it was like at the beginning of the year, bro. He hit like at New Year's, bro. Like right after the beginning, bro. No lie. Tore their ass up on everything. But yeah, though. Top of the morning, Tino.
Top of the morning.
On everything. Shout out to Bruh Pops for you know, just go ahead and, you know, fucking off 5 minutes, 10 minutes out of his day and fucking off a couple of dollars and just shooting it at the motherfucking wall and something around and stuck, bro. And his son then got life-changing money to set up not only his family, but yet kids' family and shit like that, bro.
Yep. Nah, for sure. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
100%. And, you know, even though if we could break down the million that we want to, or we could break down taking it a 1,000 a week,
1,000 a week is better.
Facts. However you look at it, though, bruh set up. They finna buy a house. Home ownership is one of the ways to generational wealth. It ain't just about having a whole bunch of motherfucking money, nigga. In the motherfucking house in your family, nigga, is generational wealth, man, 100%. Because when you get to playing with real estate, man, you got so many motherfucking options to take you whatever way you want to go. 100%, bro. You got anything going out on this one, bro?
I mean, shit, congratulations to the couple. Spend that money wisely. You know, that was a wise decision to take, you know, $1,000 for life over $1 million. You know what I'm saying? Because for life is for life. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, shout out to them, man, for sure.
100%. Bo, you got anything going out on Pops giving the couple the right?
Yep. What I got going out on it is I'm related to my life is that I used to not believe in luck, but I know luck is real because I have bad luck. You see what I'm saying? So I never was the type to play these games where I need to get lucky. That's why I'm good at fantasy, because we will remove the luck aspect, and you gotta have some skill to box with the gods. You feel me? But like when it comes to lottery and all that shit, man, good for them, because that shit don't happen to people like me. You know what I'm saying?
For real.
I gotta grind for mine.
Oh, my mama, that's like me at the casino, bro. I only hit for 1,000 one time. That's my biggest winnings ever, was one time. And I hit that motherfucker in 2 different jackpots. And it was happened to be on my mama's birthday. My mama, she get me up there. She's like, son, man, I got 100 for you. Just come up here. I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. Let's go. Boom. Nigga, I spend that first 100. Nigga, I hit for 5. Here go 250. Boom. I got 250 in my pocket. Boom! I hit another one. I said, oh, shit, another 5, and I'm playing with 750. You know what I do? Mama, here go another 100 for you to play. I'm finna go to the motherfucking, what's the name of the Chinese food that's like McDonald's? Panda Express. Okay, got Panda Express.
Mr. Chow's?
I wish I had some Mr. Chow's money on my mama.
Panda Express. Give me Panda Express for 10 points.
Come on, that's exactly what it was too, bro.
I'm on the board.
Hey, oh, my mama, I didn't want no fat burger. Nigga, I take my motherfucking Panda Express up to the room. Nigga, I think I spent $20 on my plate for my plate. Nigga, I walked away with like $700. Nigga, that's the most I ever hit for, nigga. And
that's my thing too. Is I think I'm incapable of winning too much money, because the moment I start, I'm up. I go, oh, we up, we out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't have the thought process where I'm like, oh, we can keep doubling, tripling this. I'm like, we up, we out.
I gotta go, bro.
Yeah, because the house always wins.
I know somebody who put up 10 grand and hit for like 80,000 cash in Atlantic City.
Ooh.
Yeah. They escorted him off that table though.
What was he playing?
He hit for 80?
I think he was playing roulette. Roulette and blackjack.
Oh yeah, bro. Because them was the joints that'll pay like fucking, 30 to 1 or 50 to 1. You know what I mean?
Oh my mom, hey Slim, I was just on GTA playing roulette in the casino.
That'll get you right though. It's the real game.
I was on that motherfucker just playing that shit last week before I left, bro. No lie.
Yeah, it's a real game. That'll get you right.
Hey, can you shoot it out in the casinos?
Nah, not inside that bitch.
Oh, okay.
It's a safe place. Oh, fuck it. Hey, bro. Oh, my mama. Let's fire it up with you know what? Let's fire it up like this, bro. See how this shit goes.
Yes, sir.
Fire this motherfucker up, man. Give me your thoughts on this shit, man.
Yo, I agree with Umar. You know what I mean? Hip hop has done things individually for individual people, but as a whole, not really, because you can't point to nothing in your neighborhood that was built by hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, that's just what it is. And the way it's going, and then number two is that we don't own hip hop. So the people that own hip hop, they're able to change the narrative and send the narrative, because when we had positive music and then now it goes to gangster shit, and then now look where it's at now. You know what I'm saying? kids, they want to be a rapper so they want to be a rapper, then be a gangster, or push the street shit fully into it and just end up crashing out. You know what I'm saying?
Like
So
Chris Brown.
Yeah, that's why it's
nah,
that's
it's way more worse
I'm making a
examples than
joke.
Chris Brown.
but that's
That's
why
because
I
Chris
say
Brown became a blood.
that's why I say it's so important for us to keep firing this shit up. You know what I mean? Because if it isn't us that blow, it's going to be somebody that's tapped in with us, whether it be they watch us on this net or it be somebody from where we from, be like, oh, okay, I've been seeing Slim rocking out for a minute, man. He been 10 toes on this shit, man. Slim, what I got to do to go ahead and fire this shit up? Bogey, man, I've been seeing you doing this shit, man. Bogey, I've been seeing you put niggas on, you know what I mean? Introducing niggas to the community, shit like that, man. I'm telling you. So in my opinion, I agree. I understand where Dr. Umar coming from and all that, but not only has it individualized, but yet also some of them individuals have been able to rise up and bring a whole bunch of people along the way into where those people that they have brought along the way have branched out and made fat shit as well. Even though we could talk about the Diddler, the way that the Diddler came up as an intern, and the way that say what you want to say about the Diddler, but so many motherfuckers that have branched off, that's just like a coaching tree in the NFL. And I hate to bring that in here, but just how motherfuckers get plucked.
I was just about to draw my comparison
with
the NFL. Go ahead.
I think it has done a lot. I understand within the communities of how you got to pick a side, whether it be blue or red or whatever it may be. You got to pick a side, and the youth do, some of the youth do feel that way because that's all that they know, and that's how they think that they can get on, especially nowadays, aka the drill rap or the we don't call it drill rap out here, but we call it something else. But 9 times out of 10 of the majority of the youth that's in the community, they do feel like that's the only way they can get on. But that's why it's so important for us to continue to keep doing what we doing, because other motherfuckers have said, and the podcasters, man, they get more money than the rappers right now, bro.
Yeah, but podcasts were started by Apple. Now, this is the thing. We are naturally creative people, you know what I'm saying? So we've made hip hop and different areas, more than what it was presented to us as, right? But we get jerked out of the true benefits of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We only get a few,
some pennies.
We get pennies, while the people that own
percent to be exact.
We get pennies, while the people that own it get multi-millions and billions of dollars. Also, it's just like YBC Duel was saying, and I'm pretty sure a lot of young cats got the same thing. A lot of the older cats don't come to the neighborhood and establish nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't see all these rappers that we got in the game. I don't see no free studios that dudes could go through and make their music. I don't see no youth centers built or nothing that people take their hip hop money and come back to the neighborhood and build. You know what I'm saying? So, or whether it be in the neighborhood or hold up, whether it be in the neighborhood or people in the area where people have access to it. You know what I'm saying? Regardless, I don't see none of that built. You know what I mean? People take their money, they put a few people on, and they're going about their way. And it's been like that ever since the money, came in this joint heavy. You know what I'm saying? And now hip hop is being weaponized against the Black community now, because now these kids they coming with, instead of coming with talent, they come in to show how violent they is and putting everything on blast and going and filling up the jail cells and filling up the graveyards. So as a whole, I don't think hip hop has done much of nothing for the Black community. Now, individually, yes, it's made some millionaires and even a few billionaires. But as a whole, it hasn't impacted the Black community in the way that it should have, being that all the work that we put in, all the artists all the work that the artists put in over the years. You know what I'm saying? So that's just how I feel about it. And hold up, homie didn't even have a strong argument against Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? He couldn't point to anything concrete that hip hop has built.
Dr. Umar, he irritates the fuck out of me with his delivery, but like I don't disagree with what he's saying. What's fucked up with Dr. Umar is that because the way he delivers his shit, hella brash, and then like it's just bad aesthetically when you look at him yelling at another black man who actually made a name for himself in this in the genre that they're arguing about. But then at the same time, you know, how you expect people to really hear what you're saying if you just, you know what I mean, kind of shitting on everybody who built that culture? I mean, because what he's saying is it is everyone that made $1 off that culture. They didn't do nothing for the, you know, to fully for the Black community to come back. It was individualism, like he said. But it is just irritating how he can't come off smooth with it. It's gonna be an all like, and I think a lot of it too with the jumping up and walking away, yelling and shit. I'm like, okay, there's a little bit of theatrics there, because like, man, you're a doctor. You know what I mean? You gotta display some type of patience here. You know what I mean? So you can really get that message across. Or maybe that's how frustrated he is now at this point, that he's just gonna get the yelling. You know what I mean?
I don't really care how the truth is told, just as long as it's told. You know what I'm saying? I don't care about the delivery, just as long as the truth is put out there. You know what I'm saying? Because like right now, you know, if you look at every most of these cities right now with these drill rappers, they're rappers. You know what I'm saying? But where's their life going? Their life going. Their life is
into the jail cell or the
exactly.
Or the graveyard.
So hip hop ain't saving them kids. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why they went and they did what they did, because I hear from I'm speaking for a lot of the young cats out there. They don't have people that come through and do things specifically for the community that to where they could say, okay, I could foster this talent, you know, and things like that. You know what I mean? So how do you expect these dudes to learn anything? All they're gonna do, go off of is what they see. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I don't feel for 50 years of hip hop being, you know, in our community, I don't see nothing really built. You know what I'm saying? It's the same thing as let's say the church and all the different type of, you know, religious sects that we have in our community. You know what I'm saying? You know,
once we get to a certain level, like me personally, I've seen someone make, even though I don't got direct ties to bruh, I've seen someone make it to the, you know, you can say whatever you want to say. To us, he's made it to the top of the pinnacle. You know, and I'm talking about Miles, 100%. And Miles, he's inspired other motherfuckers, however you want to say. And like I said, you know, sometimes, you know, I ain't even gonna say sometimes. You know what I mean? The content in the music, you know, may not.
You're gonna bring that energy. It's gonna come back.
It doesn't. It's not exactly what we, you know, what we want to see be pushed 100%, but he has inspired motherfuckers and he has done shit for the motherfucking community. Like I said, he pull up at this motherfucker. He do a lot for the motherfucking kids. Backpack
on that park.
Drives. He do a lot of shit. You know, it's you know, it's hard to, you know, I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know.
But individually though, but imagine if Mozzie would have linked up with E40 and a couple of other successful rappers and say, let's do something for Sacramento, let's do something for Oakland. You know what I'm saying? That don't happen. Group economics does not exist when it comes to when the money hits our hands, bro.
You got the Mr. Fab that do shit. Mr. Fab is a damn good whatever
philanthropist.
I couldn't even say that motherfucking word.
I got you.
I appreciate you, big bro. But my thing also too though is like as a motherfucking community, like, right, you know, I don't know how it was in the 60s and the 70s, but I do know like all the positive shit that was going on in the 60s and the 70s, especially coming out of the civil rights shit, nigga, once that shit get positive and we're trying to teach the people, them people, the higher, the powers that be, you know, they come and they like try and take that shit away. You know what I mean? Because
at some point we got to take that risk.
100%. And that's why I'm saying, that's why I'm continuing to do what I do. If this shit don't ever pop for me, my nigga, like I said, I get motherfuckers telling me on the street. I get motherfuckers in the DM, man, whatever it may be, 100%. And motherfuckers say what they want to say about the content that I put down. Like I say, man, I don't give a fuck. But the thing is that other motherfuckers gonna tap in and they see that there is something in this. And if you get that formula, bruh, man, it ain't no telling what you can take and run with this shit. And it's just the times now. But there is examples of motherfuckers making it out this motherfucker and taking care of their people. See, the only thing is my thing is like you got certain motherfuckers that want to be able to spread out everywhere. You know what I mean? we love people like that.
I gotta say this.
Also can't fault a motherfucker that only want to put his people on because that's how they ain't nobody else gave us no hand. When you feel like you made it out the mud and ain't nobody gave you that nudge or nothing like that, and I ain't saying that we looking for a nudge or nothing like that, but when you make it out the mud, you know what I mean? That's
it's a little bit of pep in your step. It's a little bit of I don't want to say arrogance, but when you make it out, you're like, man, fuck everybody. Ain't nobody helping me. I got about this bitch.
And individualism is not getting us nowhere. We're just going to be on a treadmill. If you don't practice group economics, you know what I'm saying? Hip hop would never impact the Black community as a whole. It would never.
You know why?
If everybody's just for self, it's never going to happen.
I mean, look at the drill music. Why is drill music so captivating or provocative to like, middle America, right? Or even for lack of a better term, like, white America, right? They just like the biggest
because they get to watch
music.
Us throw our lives away while they get to sit there and watch it on TV.
See, and like, but see, it's so captivating and provocative because it's based on tragedy. You look at a lot of the great novelizations that have nothing to do with Black community, like Shakespeare.
That's why the other people that's not part of this community is so fascinated by this shit.
Exactly, but it's the same way.
Sex, money, and violence sells, bro.
Well, because rap music to me, like even for me, it's like a novelization of my life. So like, if you're not from a certain area and you got somebody like if I listen to a Philly rapper, like, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't just generalize all Philly or New York by hearing one rapper, because there's different parts of each area that represents it and tells a story, its own story, and that's captivating for me as a consumer, also as an artist myself, or someone who's actually who's cut from the cloth, who identifies with the shit. Now look at the white America who might not have anything to do with this world. And they so fucking fascinated by it, you know what I mean? And when you go on tours, you're going through these little areas where you know what I'm saying? These are the areas that are selling out these arenas. Every town, it is helping when it comes to these record labels and the people that are above these artists, like you said, like, because we only getting a little 12%, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's because the tragedy is what intrigues these motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
but see, the thing is though, how many, like, why look at we have a couple of billionaires from hip hop, right? Mm-hmm. Who do they practice group economics with?
The Jewish.
Okay. And who that benefits?
Them.
Okay. My point exactly.
Yeah.
When is Jay-Z gonna link, like Snoop, right? I'm gonna say Snoop, for instance.
Snoop's
right?
on the way, huh?
No, he had a.
To a billion.
No, I don't know. I know he got some paper. I just don't know the exact number. But the main thing is Snoop got a football program in the neighborhood for over 20 years. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And not to mention,
and he coaches too.
Not to mention, I seen him riding around Long Beach giving out music equipment. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Things that directly, there's people like Vince Staples, when he came up on Snoop's show, he said that it's partners that he know that made it to the league or made it to college, you know what I'm saying, with Snoop's program.
Right.
Deion Sanders does
Ronnie Tillman, Super Bowl champion.
All right. Deion Sanders does the same thing. You know what I'm saying? He had it for the same amount of time. That's why him and Snoop linked, or whatever the case may be. So those are two individuals. But as a whole, we don't do that. You can't point. You could handpick a certain amount of rappers and say, okay, he built something. But the majority of rappers that have money don't build a damn thing. You know what I mean? In the community, to where the have-nots and the youths in those communities can actually use it as a way out or a pathway to success. You know what I'm saying? For 50 years.
You know what's crazy?
What I mean?
None of them motherfuckers will open up a facility to teach financial literacy.
Nothing.
Like if we could just do that.
Look. Run DMC and Russell Simmons they from Hollis, Queens, right? What's in Hollis? Nothing.
Jam Master Jay at the studio, but see, and Jam Master Jay ended up getting killed at his studio.
Yeah, but he was involved in some. That was some
but
stuff that he was into. But what I'm saying is not just studios. You know what I'm saying? Because
I understand that it could be a t-shirt shop like Nip.
Could be that too.
You know what I mean? That's a piece of Jam Master Jay and Nip. You know what I mean? It's just
it could be a juice bar. Don't the lock
because honestly, a lot of the rappers just sell us bullshit, bro. They just sell us liquor, weed. You know what I'm saying? All of the bullshit. Shout out to Styles P though for Juices for Life.
Yeah, you got the
you know what I'm saying? Actually selling something to the hood that can actually change our health and selling us things that can help a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Extend life.
But that is for every one Styles P, there's like 100 other rappers, like E40. Okay, he did his thing, but bro, you sell us nothing but liquor and that bullshit food, bro.
Hey, niggas didn't know I got my name from drinking beer. Cauliflower ear.
So they not helping nothing. Sorry, they not helping nothing as a whole.
I can't argue that. It's hard to argue.
Individually, you got your Snoop Dogg's, you got your Deion Sanders. You know what I'm saying? You got people that try to do things as much as they can as an individual, but we'll be a lot more powerful if Snoop can link with Jay, can link with Dre, and say, yo, let's do something big. Don't tell me about what the white man gonna do, because now you a cow with money now? Give me a fucking break, man. Give me a fucking break, because if somebody was to, you know what I'm saying, like you ain't afraid to do business with them white folks and them other people, the Jews and all them other people, you're not afraid to do business with them. So why not link up with other millionaires and put a plan together to do something for the neighbor? Look, you got white folks and that start nonprofit organizations in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? And they make it work for them. Yeah. And people benefit in the process. So it's twofold.
We need the game on that. See, that type of shit, we're not taught that shit. You know what I mean? That's
what I'm saying. That goes back to that financial literacy shit, bro.
Everything.
When people don't like to read, you're not gonna know that shit. You know what I'm saying? So I agree 100% with Dr. Umar. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. And homie had a weak ass argument. I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
He really did. He came out and said fashion. You know, when you sent this link, it was I was in the airport going home from Vegas. And I got there really fucking early because I had a crazy 48 hours and I didn't want to not miss my flight. So I'm sitting there, I watched that entire thing.
How many rappers?
I don't have no headphones, so I'm just kind of watching it. And then there was Buddy next to me. He goes, that dude got a weak ass argument. Even the random dude next to me, because the dude kept going back to the fashion thing. Like, bro, shut up.
Even like I'm gonna take Tino's
Umar,
point, right?
It's almost like Umar picked that guy to really slaughter him, though.
Nah, but look, I'm gonna take Tino's point, right? Like, even when you look at the rappers that's doing the drill shit in the neighborhoods and they feel like that's all they can do, where are the other rappers that's coming to the neighborhood and saying, you know what, yo, y'all don't gotta take that route. You know what I'm saying? Come fuck with me over here. Like, you know what I mean? There's none of that. If anything, the rappers that do come to the neighborhood, they trying to act just like them with grazing their fucking bread.
All the drill rappers, they want to be King Von so bad.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that when the older rappers, sometimes when they do come to the neighborhood, they trying to act like the young niggas.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? They trying to dress, walk, and talk like the young niggas. They not saying, yo, son, you ain't gotta do all of that to achieve this. You know what I'm saying? Come in, let me show you. Hold a class, hold a seminar. You know what I'm saying? Killer Mike do the same thing. You know, he go and he hold seminars and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I mean?
Understand what Killer Mike's background is, though. Killer Mike don't got that same background as what somebody that's, you know what I mean?
Yeah, he was very educated, right? They put him in the all-white school, I think.
I get it, right? But at the end of the day, like, we could take a page out of his book, though. You know what I'm saying? The ones that the rappers.
Yeah, as far as in the 50 years of hip hop, he's definitely one that we can look to.
Exactly. Don't just come to the hood giving out frozen turkeys and book bags, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like actually do something that they could benefit from.
You know, when you're a rookie,
Also too though, with the turkeys and the book bags and shit like that, we already know what it is about some families out here. You know what I mean? Wherever community you
everybody wants to be Nino Brown, bro.
Nino Brown did that.
Everybody wants to be Nino Brown, bro. Come on.
Hey, but still
that shit here, like,
bro,
I knew y'all would appreciate that one.
Look, no, for sure. 100%. I understand your point, but my thing is just when somebody make it, bro, no matter how they got there, bro, it shows that if you stay on your grind, you can get there too, 100%. And my thing is about like how you said about the fucking drill or whatever. However the message is, but right, nigga, in the community, it's more motherfuckers that want to be on the street than it is a motherfucker that want to be hooping, right? And so some of the rallies will be like, nah, bro, this ain't for you. Stay on that motherfucking hoop court, 100%. Them is facts. So my thing is to translate that to back to this is that we got to stay doing what we doing, though, bro, 100%, man. Like I said, you just don't know how many motherfuckers have said to me, bro, what, you know, just so much positive shit about what a nigga be doing. 100% motherfuckers OGs want to get up in here in the studio show. Man, throw me on that motherfucker, man. I want to come on here and talk my shit, bro. 100%. You know what I mean? Because like in the community, whatever you know, whether you full-fledged pushing the movement or whatever the case may be, one thing that you do got to go do, you're going to go in there and go get your hair cut, and you're going to talk about what's going on in the whole world. You're going to talk about sports. You're going to talk about some broads that done, whatever the case may be. That barbershop shit is what we do. And niggas is getting paid off, and they getting they running it up. Nigga, you just got to fix, because it's the new era. Even though we in 2024 and we ain't seen the new Russell Simmons, we ain't seen the new Master P, we ain't seen the new Baby yet. You know what I mean? We ain't seen that motherfucker yet, but them niggas is coming, bruh. And there ain't no telling.
I'll give it up to Master P though too, because Master P was one of those ones who was really trying to preach the financial literacy of it all.
Yeah, he
trying
did.
to get into real estate.
But it has to be a group effort, because I'm pretty sure I'm pretty sure that Jay-Z and 50 Cent knows way more about finance than P. You know what I'm saying?
100%. Because look at where P's at now.
It has to be a group effort. You know what I'm saying? It has to be a group effort. It can't just be one person trying to do it, bro. It takes just like how it takes a village to raise a child. It takes group economics to help bring up a community out of the bullshit, bro.
When you get drafted by an NFL team, right, and you're a rookie, they got the rookie symposium. Am I saying that right?
Yep.
So like all the rookies will be there, and they bring out Chris Carter.
Facts.
Chris Carter goes like this. I used to do coke. You know what I mean? I used to do this, that. You know what I mean? He started lacing them up about how he fucked up when he came in the game. To let them know, and look at me now. I got my shit straight, and woo wop, Hall of Famer now. You know what I mean? He kind of showed them the light at the end of the tunnel, because most of these kids, they be on that fuck shit. He's there to tell them right when they get in the game, like, listen, don't be me.
But you gotta think.
Me, you got to work harder.
You got to think why they on that fuck shit, because at the end of the day, they don't got no guidance. You know what I'm saying?
And that's because the motherfuckers, they been taking us out. You know what I mean?
They ain't no OGs, bro.
Stay smart, see. But that point doubles back to you though, Slim, about us. See, we the OGs now. You see what I got right here, right? You see, we are the ones that have to stay giving back to the youth 100%. Whether it be all in their ear, doing it both on leading by example, all in their ear, because
they could be doing a podcast
100%, because niggas that's like my daughter's age, nigga, some of them niggas they only got their mamas and their grandmamas 100%. Even niggas my age, like I said, nigga, when my dad died, may my dad rest in peace, nigga, I got reallys coming up to me, nigga, thanks for sharing your pops. You know what I mean? Pops stayed, but my daddy would be nigga like 75 if he was still here. You know what I mean? So his era and the niggas that's up under him, nigga, them niggas is starting to fade out fast. You know what I mean? So or they was already gone in the 90s. You know what I mean? Because they having kids in the 90s and being gone, nigga, for 30 years. Nigga, 30 years, put that shit right now. and they still go to, they coming home. So they sons and they nephews and whoop wops is coming up by themselves. So when the youth feel like, nigga, they didn't made it and they sit at the top, like I said, when you made it out the mud, whether you get it legitly or you get it however you get it, when you make it though, bro, you feel like you made it and you did it on your own because you ain't had no guidance from pops or your grandpa or your uncle. You know what I mean, nigga? You had to maneuver through this motherfucker, you and your relics. You know? So,
nah, like I know that of course there's work to be done, you know what I'm saying, even on our end, you know what I mean? I'm just saying at the end of the day, it's like, you know, my just original point was just hip hop as a whole hasn't done shit for the black community as a whole. Individually, but as a whole, nah. You know
I think it's designed like that though, bro, because if you know, I don't think because it wasn't accepted when it first started. You know what I mean? We didn't get no radio play. We wasn't getting nothing. I think, you know, because, you know, I was just born, right? I'm born in 1980, you know what I mean? So if it started in 77, you know what I mean? But I seen the evolution as every year that I got older, you know what I mean? 100%. But the point is that from where it started at right now to where we are right now, bro, I think that we're going to be able to find something. Someone is gonna be able to change something to where we are being able to really benefit off this shit. Because nigga, if you look from where it started to where it is now, nigga, it dominates every fucking continent, my nigga, except or is down there, nigga, Antarctica, South Pole, whatever the fuck you want to call that motherfucker, because don't nobody live here. Other than that,
aliens live there, man.
100%.
It dominates it. You know what I'm saying? We just don't, you know, we just don't see a piece of that money. We see a little small percentage. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we don't get the
12%.
We don't get. You know what I'm saying? We don't get the millions and billions. You know what I mean? You know
that 12% is weak as fuck, huh?
You know, look at what Gilly said. Remember when Gilly said he was first trying to come in the game and he tried to pitch the idea to a couple of black dudes that was in the game, you know what I'm saying? $1 million worth of game. And he said, y'all niggas ain't want to do nothing. Y'all ain't want to do shit. So I had to go get money with the white people because y'all ain't want to do shit. You know what I'm saying?
He did that show for what, like 6-7 years before he got the big bag?
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like when you look at Cameron, when you look at, you know, and Mace, you know, they all getting bags from the white folks when there's people in our community with billions of fucking dollars that they could fund that shit and keep it all black owned.
Who owns Revolt? Like when was Diddy an actual owner or was he just someone?
No, he was a shareholder and the face of it. You know what I'm saying?
Just, you know, like he is not really owned by a black.
Because you know a corporation has a board of directors. So it's not just one person, you know what I'm saying?
But then he happened to be like a face of it.
Corporation has a board of members, 100%.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But like Tino was saying, you know what I'm saying? The Asian community, they build shopping centers. There's a Chinatown in every city, including mine.
Yeah, you ain't lying.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey,
what about our community?
I'm not saying this to mean any kind of offense when I say this, but man, they built the railroads, bro. That's why they legit have Chinatowns everywhere because them motherfuckers has been here building the whole ways all the way, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from San Jose. Me and Tino, we're from San Jose. So, like, growing up, we watched this place be predominantly, like, Mexican markets and stuff like that. Then, like, and we had a large Vietnamese community start piling in the 80s. Now you go nowadays, you got Vietnamese plazas everywhere, bro. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying.
We had a Vietnamese mayor. You know what I mean?
That's what I'm saying. Like, they get into business and they get into politics. It's group economics. That's what they practicing. You know what I'm saying?
Group economics, bro.
You know, that's group economics right there. When you go to, you know, all these other different ethnicities, you see they own everything. We the only ones. You go to our neighborhood, that shit tore the fuck up. Violence, you know, this nigga banging on this goofy ass shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? We ain't really got too much of nothing going on. You know what I mean? So, and we could throw our hat. Listen, we could throw our hat in the bunch.
Look, I live where my community is right now, bro. What is this? This 2020. We about to be in 2025, bro. Right?
Yeah, we really is.
Just in
we almost there.
20 years ago, 23 years ago, it was different when you just walked down the street. So the point that I'm getting to is the gentrification, right? So they knew how this shit was gonna shake up, all right? They've been making it hard for us just to own property, bro.
You ain't lying.
100%. If you can't get no job, how you gonna show that you can pay for this motherfucking house, let alone a car?
And then they'll give us housing
when you
first give us aid.
Man, this shit is by design.
Nah, I can't just go by that, because there's ways that you can make things happen if people do their research and read. There's libraries around. There's things. Matter of fact, everybody got a phone. You can go on the phone and find books on LLCs and
ain't that crazy?
99s and things of that nature.
On our hip.
Exactly. Like I can't go by that.
We got so many dumbasses.
Exactly. I can't go by that no more, bro. That don't work in this time now, bro. The information is out there. You know what I'm saying? Like, and what I'm saying, just to my original point, is like, yeah, we could all throw our hat in a bunch and do what we can with what we have, but there's the people in our community that's making a bunch of money that can do a whole lot more.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
See, but my thing is, though, bro, we
get a black politician. They don't do shit for black people. Let's be real.
Look, here in California,
what the hell do they do?
If you get in trouble,
they're
bro,
for the black vote. That's why
have a disadvantage, bro. 100%. See, like when you if you make your decision to jump off the porch and you get in trouble, bro, especially as an adult, and when you come home, it's hard for you to get anything shaken. 100%. So you come into the game as a disadvantage, bro. You don't get to start off getting a whole bunch of money. Especially right now with the rent, even with the rent, if you trying to make it legitly right now, it's so hard for you to even make it legitly if you coming home, transitioning from the penitentiary. There's
states that have programs that you can take if you ain't got no money to get trades and shit like that, bro.
Everybody don't live in the same state though. So
I'm pretty sure California has it too.
They probably do. But my thing is, bro, is that you don't some motherfuckers just now getting bank accounts at 35 years old. You know what I mean? Some motherfuckers is coming in only making $15. So you know what I mean? How you gonna have a advantage to get to a home ownership, bro? It takes so long for you to go ahead and build shit up, and just even if you make it out, you know what I mean? From the community, if it's only so many certain motherfuckers that got their head on straight that go ahead and start working from right when they get out of high school. You know what I mean? 100%. Oh, they build up their work experience.
I'm trying to get my daughter to start working.
They don't. They credit up.
Don't get it twisted. Like once you fuck off certain things, you know what I'm saying? You have to grind double time to get it back, but it is possible. But that was just going. But that what you saying goes right back to my point. We got a bunch of millionaires in our neighborhood, and what services do they offer? What things can we point to that they offer?
Yeah.
All we really depending on
it definitely goes back to that individualism. Because when somebody makes it about the hood, you know what I mean? They're like, yo, who helped me to get about? You know what I mean?
It really don't even got to be somebody that make it, because you got the game. Nigga, you's a OG. I ain't my bad. You ain't no OG. But nigga, you got experience in
I'm about to be 40.
Nigga.
I'm about to be 40. I want to start calling myself an OG now. Hell yeah.
Hey, but you
I'm in this thing. Oh shit, I just realized that I'm an OG, bro. Let's go.
But you got the game to tell a nigga how to build his credit. You got the game.
And I do.
Look, bruh, you can go into the bank and nigga, if you got 20 bands right now, they got first-time home buyer programs for you right now.
Mm-hmm.
They got the NACA. I don't know if everybody know what NACA is, but NACA is a first-time buying home program. See, it really gotta be a nigga that made it. It just gotta be somebody with experience that's mine talking about this shit, just like how we doing right.
It goes back to that financial literacy too, because it's like if I'm in the hood, I'll definitely know where I can get the jug on a pack. But I won't know how to get the jug on the house. Like, oh, they got programs, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Facts. You might not even know where to start half the time.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I mean, you just gotta read too. You know what I'm saying? You gotta take some time and you gotta read, because the state, our taxes pay for a lot of this shit that the state offers. They not paying for it.
You know how many government grants is out there? Every time the summer comes around, they're trying to give these things away. But
no, 100%.
Average motherfuckers in the hood don't even know how to access the shit or know how to create the prereqs that you even need to be qualified for these things. You know what I mean? Like, but it's out there.
Internet. You know what I'm saying? Like the information's there. Internet. But
It's
we
the
could
dumb
explain.
folks with smartphones, man.
We could explain, but the internet has a wealth of information there. You could look up anything. Now they got AI. You could just type a word and it'll bring up whatever you thinking about. If you got a question, you could type it in and bring it up. You know what I'm saying? So, but like, it's just even to Derek, you know what I'm saying? That like what he was saying, like Philly ain't no joke. I was just listening to an interview with YBC Duel, you know what I'm saying? Talking about how Philly is wild. You know what I mean? Murder rate super high. But one thing he did say is he said that a lot of the guys that made it out of Philly, they don't come back to show us nothing. So we just doing whatever we feel like is going to work. We freestyling. And they ended up dead and in jail doing it. They still doing hip hop. The consequences is still leading them.
It's crazy because there's a clear distinction for me when it comes to fame and infamy. And when it comes to that drill shit, it is all based on infamy, bro. They just don't. It's like infamy is the cousin of clout. Like they'd rather die and go out in a blaze of glory in their world to be, you know what I mean, to go down in infamy versus like, you know what I mean, get famous and be able to financially benefit off the shit. You know what they do? When King Von got money, he bought more guns. You know what I mean?
But what he also did is he went back to the community and he tried to spread some money around too. Not just to the people you seen on camera either. I'm talking about just in the community. It was people were saying like, "Yo, this dude was going around giving out bread, making sure everybody all right." You know what I'm saying? So
But that's another case too. No matter how much he would have made it, he'll never leave the block.
I mean, that would be his choice.
It actually took Young Dirk to be like, "Listen, we're gonna live in Atlanta now." You know what I mean?
It's just fucked up that we draw the line of where, you know what I mean? Some motherfuckers, it'd be hard for them to come back too, though. Y'all know how that politic game go, bro.
Nah, I get it. You know what I'm saying? But you even if you got to send somebody to, you know what I'm saying? Like, to go make that happen.
I mean,
I mean?
Look at the Nip thing too, right? I mean, we've covered this extensively. You know what
I mean? Nip got too comfortable in the neighborhood, bro. That's just what he got way too comfortable in the neighborhood, man. Because I remember Boss Hog was on an interview 2 weeks ago I was watching, and Boss Hog was telling Nip like, "Yo, this shit kind of dangerous around here. Like, you got enemies coming through, they bullshit. You got police jacking niggas up." He was like, "Yo, I think we should move the shop somewhere else or something." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like they wasn't oblivious to the danger that was out there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
See, and right off the rip, I didn't even read your whole comment. This is why I went to the military, Air Force, so that I can get a VA loan to own a house, also be able to get college funds if I wanted. Being in the military opened up a lot of doors for me. 100%. It's
Derek will tell you, bro. When I talk to Derek, like, and we be doing regular shit. Like he'll hit me, "Yeah, I'm on the way to pick up my daughter from work," and we'll chop it because he got a little bit of a drive. You know what I mean? And it's always just like, "Man, look at us, bro. Right? Look at us. Our motherfuckers are just not statistical." You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like that shit is real, and you know what I mean. Like I always big him up for that shit too because I know where he came from. You know what I mean? And like,
no, them is facts, bro. And see, like with my instance, and salute and thank you for your service, big bro. 100%, man. 10 toes, bro.
Better than me. 100%. I couldn't do it.
It's only like
but he did it for a bigger thing. He was like, I'm about to own something.
And that's the thing, though. Like in the niggas, or excuse my language, with the fellas that I hung out with, and we was doing our thing when we was young dudes. It's only like a handful of us, nigga, was still ripping and running, but yet was getting our motherfucking asses up and going to work. Like, you know what I mean, nigga? I've been at my job 25 years, nigga, and I still got
any real D-boy that knows.
Close to 50 yet, though, bro. Even though I'm
real D-boys, you gotta have a job, bro. You can't just be this what you do. You gotta have, you know what I mean?
And with me, it's because I have pops. Pops is like, because I didn't graduate high school. Nigga, the highest grade I completed was a 10th grade, my nigga, 100%, bro. Even though I was going to school and still being at school, I just wasn't fucking with the shit that they was trying to have us do, 100%. You know what I mean? And my daddy worked right by the school. His main port, because not only is my dad, the nigga was my coworker 100% for the 25, no, because he passed away 5 years ago. So for 20 years, that nigga was my coworker. Oh, my mama, 100%. So my thing is that, like I said, I had Pops to give me the punk game. I mean, to give me the game, even though my punk ass had to go touch the stove to see when it was hot, even though that nigga told me, because like I said, nigga, my daddy did 2 stints. You know what I mean? He did one. His first stint was an attempted murder. Nigga, he started off at YA, and then he did the rest of his bid in the California prison system. Then his second bid, nigga, he caught that bitch in 89. Nigga, when I'm 9 years old, the nigga get out in 92. So for them 3 years, it's just me and mama out there in the bay on our own, 100%. But the nigga made the choice that last time he got out. Man, I got my baby boy right here, man. I can't let this nigga get sucked up to where I got sucked up at, right? Even though once I made the decision to jump off the porch and go play in them motherfucking punk ass streets, which it gave me everything I know now, you know what I mean, how to maneuver it. And I'm here right now, but also Pops, he allowed me to make that decision. But yet, bruh, always said, or he made sure if I got too far, get your motherfucking ass over here, man. What you doing? And so that's the importance of, like how I said earlier, when my Pops passed, some of my homies is like, man, thank you for sharing Pops, man. Niggas stayed, gave in his game. No matter how much we fucked up in the ball field, the nigga, no matter what, when we came to this house or when he seen us in the ball field, that nigga was like, man, you niggas is doing stupid shit. Woo. Man, he gave us the game, bro, 100%.
You know what's crazy is I think when I met you, right? I mean, before I even, I knew you for a minute, for like a year before I actually met you in the physical realm. But within that time, you had met my Pops first. Remember that?
I'm a fact.
And like, it was funny because he was like, man, the apple don't fall far from the tree. Because, man, he stayed lacing the game. You know what I mean?
100%.
Because this motherfucker came from the third world country. He used to tell me, man, like when he used to catch me smoking weed, he was always, for my dad, he would always compare me to him, right? He'd be like, if I got caught smoking weed in the Philippines, they shoot you. That's a what do they call it? Firing squad. I was like, oh, word? This is America. You know what I mean? But like, I used to like, you know, but see, I didn't know until years later all this shit that he was like instilling in me. He used to tell me, you know, he used to tell me, there's more to life than drug dealing.
100%.
He used to be like dead ass serious too. Like, I'm like getting all this banditos, Pops. You know what I mean? Just some real ass shit. Like,
Nah, real talk. I mean, you know, this, you know, it's like Tina was saying, you know, with business that, you know, they ain't teaching that in school. Like, I mean, the first book I read about business was Master P, Guaranteed Success. You know what I'm saying? That was some literature that he put out there that not only it wasn't just a book teaching you about it was like Business for Dummies, but he also had like, I don't know if you know the Business for Dummies collection.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, but they also he had like.
I actually learned on Pro Tools for Dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Like that, but he had questions at the end of every chapter that you had to, you know, to review, you know what I'm saying, to make sure you understood what you was reading. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, show the applied knowledge.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying? So it's
ain't it?
Yeah, so it's you know, that was the first book that then I read Business for Dummies, then I read, you know, other, you know, forms of literature, you know what I'm saying? So I mean, you could be self-taught. The information is, you know, is out there, you know what I mean? Like, you know, like I said, we could all throw our hat in a bunch and do what we gotta do, you know what I'm saying, and help as many as we can, you know what I'm saying, with our platforms or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying, you know, the people up there with the bread, man, they could trickle down some more to help these youth. Don't even worry about, you know, people like me and work the kids. You know what I'm saying?
And even going back
to lose a whole
I'll
generation to bullshit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's why our generation is so important, 100%. And the generation that's right up under us, niggas that's like 35, you know, maybe not 30, because them niggas is 1990. You know what I mean? The niggas that's 35, them niggas is like 85, 87, some shit around there. Wherever you niggas, nah, hell no, that ain't.
It'd be like 80. It'd be the motherfuckers that's 30 right now.
40. Them niggas would be 40.
Yeah, the 40-year. I'm 84, so I'm about to be 40. Yeah.
You know, my mama, something like that. But yeah, that shit that's from 80 to 89, them niggas, they got to see exactly, well, even 90, you know what I mean? They got to see what the real was, you know, of us, especially my age, how we took the game from our rallies and applied it, because our rallies in our community, you know, they like to have relaxation with the shit that they was pushing. It was only a few of them that said, no, we just push it. You know, say what you want to say about how they got their money and what the effect was. You know what I mean? That's how it was in them times. But it was only a few that didn't fuck with it. You know what I mean? A lot of them niggas, they was getting big bread, but they was also playing with it. So what we took from it was, nigga, either you gonna play and put the paper to nothing but strictly the paper, or you gonna play around. But our drug of choice, you know, my drug of choice in that era was the ecstasy. You know what I mean? It was a party drug, but that's what
you a thing.
That's what they say the yada was back in the 70s. You know what I mean? Say what you want to say, but nigga,
but real players was fucking with it.
The money was always the motive, nigga. It wasn't no bang bangs back then. I mean, niggas.
Man, hey, rest in peace to Rich Homie Quan, man. He done OD'd like that's
no Wild West like type shit. And see, that's the thing. We got to get back to getting to where the money is always the motive, bro. The motive is not drawing down on a nigga, man. When you see that's not the fucking motive. The motive is not the pharmaceuticals and just not being, well, you know, because I'm not in their shoes right now, and I don't know exactly how they maneuver and wiggle. You know what I mean? I could just say my experience that when, you know, if we was relaxation, we was still able to bing, 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 and still, you know, I'm being 10.
Yeah.
Money is the motive.
On everything. Y'all got anything going out on this one, bro?
Nah, I mean, you know, Umar's right, man. You know, hopefully something changes in the future where, you know, cats, you know, start owning more of the industry instead of just being participants of it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, and hopefully, you know, they you know, the ones that do earn the money, they start practicing group economics and start linking up with each other and doing things for the community. So, you know, we don't have a whole generation going down the drain while, you know, motherfuckers getting rich. You feel me? That's what I feel about that.
There is enough to go around, as they would say, but like the ones that, you know, the ones that are in control, they're trying to filter that. So like it is. What's resonating with me, I'm just gonna backpack off of you, man. That group economic shit is real, bro. You got to get conglomerate with it. You feel me? You got to start combining forces like Voltron and combining like Voltron in this motherfucker and swing a mighty sword. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Mama, let's get caught up in the comments real fast. Tino said, I literally didn't know shit my first few jobs. I was putting my personal credit on my personal credit card. No, facts, bro. If you out of high school,
you got to put it on the business card.
You feel me? Out of high school with no plan.
Hey, as a motherfucker with a business license, bro, I learned the hard way. I fucked up by even closing accounts. I didn't know closing a credit card is the worst thing you can do. I was like, oh, I paid it off. Like, no, why would you close it though? Like, oh shit, I didn't know it was gonna ding me.
Yep, my mama, them is facts. Derek said, if you out of high school with no plan, go into the military instead of college. First, get a job in the military that doesn't require deployment to get the benefits. Then from there, let the military pay for school.
Look at it, that's game right there.
Your college, and get a VA loan for your house.
For sure.
Top
also
of the
pick up the trade.
What up, my G's? Went for a 2-mile run and cut the grass to get my mind off the J Love injury.
hey, but we got good news. It's not an ACL.
Oh, my mama, facts. To own a home and finance you a car, not in facts, big bro.
Don't ever do that. You might as well buy an old school and start flipping it, because at least something that'll appreciate or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you know, get a trade. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing. You know, they got plumbing, electricity, truck driving, all that. Get a trade, because the money you making in the streets, you can make from a trade, if not more, and have more benefits, like health benefits, retirement benefits, and things of that nature. You could also parlay that money into something else, and, you know, take it another route.
And you know what? What's the funny thing about fast money is, man, what was it? Corrupt fast money might be your last money. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, look, I always looked at any kind of money as money. Most people, when they get the fast money out the streets, they're gonna spend it fast too. You know what I mean? When you get a trade,
because you think it's coming
actually back. Earning and working hours and working for this money, it get you have a different value now. Was it you, Slim, earlier that said like that's another thing that motherfuckers ain't got no values, bro? Like you have to be able to value certain things. Even just the fact that a motherfucker woke up in the morning and has the opportunity to go and get the bag.
Yeah.
People don't even value that. Nine times they wake up, they mad. Fuck. You know what I mean? I mean, you know, and I don't want to be insensitive to people that do battle with mental health issues and whatnot. Because
but you gotta go get help too. Because there's a lot of rappers there's dying from drug overdose. Where you think that come from? That come from the mental.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So definitely, you know what I mean? You gotta seek help. For real.
They're saying facts. Peacock said, my dad said he'd bail me out of jail for anything unless it had to do with drugs or stealing. No, facts, bro. Facts.
And Peacock, see, Peacock's a great. This is why I love the playmakers, because we're all examples of the evolution of man, because we all came from some fuck.
No, fact. Look at what Derek said. Respect to Pops, man. I didn't have that, bro. I had to learn on my own, watching other people's families and doing my own research 100%, bro. And so that's the thing. What's so fucked up is because that shit ain't going nowhere. You know what I mean? It's a repeat cycle. 100%. And then, like, you know, even the young fellas right now, the 18-year-old, 19, 20, 21-year-olds, nigga, they don't see, even the young ladies, nigga, they don't see no values in marriage and shit, you know what I mean? So nigga, they laying up with whoever, making so many babies, even though we
family
still
broken,
man, and we still get population fulfilled, because that's one thing they trying to take away from us is continue to birth our kids, but yet, nigga, it's still birthing broken homes, bro. We don't get two parent homes right now. If you really look at what's going on and all the little youths right now, nigga, my baby daddy this, oh my baby.
But the music now champions that bullshit.
Huh?
Yeah.
The music now champions that. Encourages the nonsense.
Yeah, 100%, bro.
So
we got to stay 10 toes with us, bro. We got to stay feeding the streets, bro, and that's what we doing. That's why hey, hit the motherfucking like and subscribe, because I'm telling you, bro, if you new to this motherfucker, get this content out, bro, 100%, because it ain't, I mean, it's motherfuckers on YouTube that be having these discussions and shit like that, but some of that shit be cooked up responses and all this shit come from the dome, bro, and our experiences, bro. Facts. Let's get into the last topic. The last topic is 2 clips, but we'll play the first clip and then we'll talk about it a little bit, and then we'll double back with the second clip.
Yeah, I gotta slide in the food too, man.
For sure, big bro, on my mama.
Yeah.
O'Fallon police say this is Farrell Dembry and 2 others committing a jugging at the Bank of America on Fallon Loop Road last month. A 4th suspect waited in the car. A repairman was working on the ATM at the time.
The suspects had, while he was working on the ATM, pulled up, forced him to the ground, told him to lay there, indicated that they had a weapon, said they would shoot him if he moved.
Sergeant Brian Haar says Dembry disabled a different ATM in St. Louis earlier in the day, triggering a call to the repairman. They then followed the repairman around to different jobs until they got to O'Fallon. Once a repairman shows up here at an ATM, there's a group of people waiting nearby, and as soon as that ATM is opened up, it makes it easy for the suspects to get in and grab the money. The probable cause statement says Dembry stole more than $94,000. Bank of America declined to comment on the case. Sergeant Harsh says, we don't see it often here, but police believe Dembry is a part of a gang in Houston, where authorities have dealt with a number of jugging cases, causing Houston authorities to put out these warnings on social media.
The term jugging has been a kind of a prevalent crime, probably in the last 8 to 12 months. You've seen it.
They believe Dembry came to St. Louis specifically to commit these types of crimes.
Damn, they getting brazen.
Yeah, they getting brazen. So that's the they got a new little alleged crew that's going up and down. I don't know what the motherfucking interstate is that's starting from Texas that go up north, but yeah, bro. I guess that's their new little wave right there, bro. That shit crazy, bro.
Yeah, it's just like the whole Chase Bank thing. You know what I mean? People putting their accounts in the negative.
50,000.
Yeah, I remember that.
Stupid.
Just to pull out a dub or something.
Oh my mama. Just to pull out a dub, bro. That shit crazy. Fucking your.
I remember that shit.
That
shit
and that's all.
15 years ago.
And fucking with them banks, that's federal time right there. So them niggas playing the guns, putting the gun to the motherfucking worker and telling him to be boo or we gonna pop your motherfucking ass. and let us get this dough. So let me play this next clip right here to show you, to double back on what they talking about it being a crew. Right.
Us what it is and how the suspects pulled it off.
It's a crime trend that's been popping up around the country over the past year, bank jugging.
Derived from the term mugging, but since
Allegedly stealing $94,000 in a crime trend called bank jugging. Now, prosecutors say people from Houston, Texas, traveled all the way to O'Fallon, Missouri.
That's the same one. Give me a second, bro. Fuck. Same two clips up. My bad, y'all.
It's all good.
So what it is it's where my phone at? I've been finding this shit on YouTube, on certain news channels, in different states and cities, to where they linking all this shit together, bro. Give me a second.
Jugging.
They jugging, bro.
Down here jugging, bro.
That shit is crazy.
Yeah, because that's raquitos, bro.
Bro, they said they hit for 94,000, but watch this story that I put up next. So this story right here, is two people, and they got a $100 million bond apiece. From
so that means they've been infamous.
Watch the facts, tearing they motherfucking asses up, bro.
Hitting them over the head.
Watch this shit, bro.
Hitting over the dome piece.
Man, that shit crazy, bro. Everything. Let's see, give me a couple seconds, sure we gonna get this shit together.
Yeah, bro. Man, and that's the thing too, is bruh's driving around, he don't realize they're tailing him. You know what I mean? He's probably like listening to the radio, he's like singing songs and shit. You know what I mean?
Crazy.
You don't realize they lurking on him.
Like how on the wire, when the nigga when they switch from the pagers to the cell phones, the throwaway phones, they was sitting on bruh. They finally got a hold of how they was maneuvering to go buy the burners, and they was sitting on, once they find out how they was they patterns was to go buy the burners, bro. They sat on their ass, and nigga, they brought the niggas that was buying the burners. Oh, bring your punk ass in, bro. You finna spill the beans, 100%. Nigga, facts. Nigga, you get the moving sloppy, it's a wrap, bro. Man, watch this shit, bro. This shit, they got a whole little circuit, nigga, international circuit. So first of all, they was playing with banks, and they traveling across multiple states, premeditated doing this shit, bro. This a cold little crew right here, bro. Oh my mama. I don't know if all these niggas is tied together.
They call them the juggernauts.
The juggernauts. Oh my mama. Real life.
Hey, look, that's how the news makes
$100 million bond in Colorado, accused of being part of a mail theft operation. Only on 13, reporter Micah Hanfield looked through court records to figure out exactly what the pair is accused of doing.
This the wrong one. This was a whole different topic, y'all. My bad, bro. Oh my God. Let me pull this shit.
It's funny. I'm waiting because I want to see this shit too. So
you gonna watch this one? I got the stories confused, bro. I gotta go find that other clip. But you want me to let this one play?
No. I'm saying let's find that joint. Let's find the juggernauts.
Oh yeah.
Because you know what I'm saying? Because you know that first clip, it just talked about they from Houston. It was already something going down in Houston, and then they was caught in misery, right? But now this other clip you're talking about, they said they hitting them all over the place.
No, they was hitting them all over the place, bro. It's a ring of that shit.
How does it work, right? Because this is why I want to see the clip. Because remember, he said they did something to trigger. Did I hear that right? They did something to trigger the ATM to need to be repaired, or you know what I'm saying? I'm like, how are they following dude around to begin with, right? Like they have a methodology here. You know what I mean?
My mama, no, 100%. They slipped up somehow, bro. Oh, everything's stupid.
Well, because it's all about, as Ice-T would say, when you do a crime, the planning should be on how to get away. It's easy to figure out how you're going to do this thing. How long do you do this shit before you think you're going to get caught? You ain't lying. You on camera every time too, because it's ATMs.
Yep. This is back to what we was just talking about. You know what I'm saying? But you know,
See, 2020 and 2021, when everyone had to wear masks and shit, the first thing I said is like, because I remember I was in the bank, right? I'm about to pay rent. This is when I was still renting and shit. I'm about to pay rent because then I drop it in this fucking. Anyways, I'm in the line and everyone's masked up, and I'm just thinking, you know, you start getting the dark fantasies. I'm like, yo, I can like be in this motherfucker, like everybody on the ground. Like, a motherfucker has a mask on. All of us.
That's crazy.
Remember that movie, The Inside, John?
Oh
Denzel?
yeah.
They all went up in there. They all had the stunners on with they all had the same getup.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm just like, wow, I'm inside a bank masked up, man.
Come on.
I walk into the liquor store, they get upset. Put your mask on. Oh, that's right. I'm like, that shit was wild, man.
Yeah. You know, it's crazy because it's like, you know, if you don't have no real knowledge of how to use that money, you're gonna be back broke doing the same shit.
And to my understanding, when you're gonna take money, when you pull money out, them serial things are scanned. So I'd imagine if you were to take it out without it coming through the process of being scanned, and now they're gonna know exactly which monies was took. So anytime you spend it anywhere now, and these motherfucking serial codes scanned, bong.
100%. No, that's them numbers that be on the bills.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my mama, tear your motherfucking ass up.
100%.
And that's like when you go in that motherfucker, like motherfuckers ain't going in motherfuckers too often because they got that shit explode on your motherfucking ass.
Yeah, the ink.
Oh my mama.
Yeah, them little ink packs.
Yo, I gotta tap out of this joint, man. I got something.
Hey, I'm gonna find this shit and we'll talk about this shit next week, bro. On everything. Go through my history on everything. Well, let the people know where they can find you at, Slim.
Boogie Vision, new episode dropping next week, Monday. So I just tune in, you know what I'm saying? Pull up. I'm on Rumble as well. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the chat, salute to the fam. You know. And yeah, that's what it is.
100%. Let them know, Bogey.
Shit, man, you already know Bogard, scot-free, anywhere you consume your music, Apple, Spotify, check me out, you know what I mean? And also definitely find all your good isms at the Gen Wealth Net on YouTube.
100%, bro. Good looking to everybody that pulled up on us, bro. Keeping that motherfucking chat lit. 100%. Y'all make sure y'all stay safe out there. Enjoy your weekend, man. Tell somebody you love them 100%, man. And shit, man. Fantasy isms in the morning, man. 100%, man. We kicking it off, man. I don't know what time we gonna fire that motherfucker.
I mean, if you going to 5:30, I'm with you.
Well, I'll be up. I'm setting my alarm for 5:30, big bro.
Yeah, so if you're doing 6:30, whatever it is, 7, I'm with you.
Man, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just text you when I get up.
There you go.
You when you get up or however it go, you know what I mean? We're gonna fire that bitch up.
Yeah, there you go.
My mama. So we see y'all in the morning, man. Y'all be smooth out here. Take care, bro. Blessings.
Yes, sir.
Peace.